Welcome to Forest of Reading 2023. This is a book talk for Yellow Cedar for students in grades 4 to 8. Which book will catch your eye? All of the Yellow Cedar books are non-fiction books. Here's the first one, called Amazing Athletes, an all-star look at Canada's Paralympians, written by Marie-Claude Huillet. Discover the world of parasport and meet some of its greatest athletes in this fascinating look at the third largest sporting event in the world, the Paralympic Games. This non-fiction book introduces readers to Canadian Paralympians and the sports they play, from PEI-born para-ice hockey player Billy Bridges to goalball player and Iranian refugee Ahmad Zavidavi. Each section details a competitor's journey to professional sports, their greatest triumphs, and what inspires them most. Along the way, readers will deepen their knowledge of parasports like wheelchair curling, paraswimming, and more. Arab Fairy Tale Feasts, a literary cookbook written by Karim Al-Rawi, with recipes by Sobi Al-Zubaidi and Tanam Kanambu Zubaidi. Arab Fairy Tale Feasts is the latest title in the highly acclaimed Fairy Tale Feast series, in which prominent writers of diverse cultures have created enchanting tales paired with traditional recipes, easily accessible to young cooks and their families. These magical tales by award-winning author and master storyteller Karim Al-Rawi all feature food or feasting and conclude with an iconic recipe. They are accompanied by intriguing anecdotes, illuminating Arab culture and culinary traditions. Can you believe it? How to Spot Fake News and Find the Facts, written by Joyce Grant. Everything kids need to know to tell facts from fake news on the internet. Here is a comprehensive guide to how real journalism is made, what fake news is, and most importantly, how to spot the difference. It provides practical advice, thought-provoking examples, and loads of explanations, definitions, and useful context. Never judgmental, it encourages young people to approach what they find online with skepticism and helps them hone their critical thinking skills to make good choices about what to believe and share. It's a must-read book on a topic that couldn't be more important in today's online world. Sure, kids know how to look for things on the internet. Now they'll know how to look at them too. Fred and Marjorie, A Doctor, a Dog, and the Discovery of Insulin, written by Deborah Kerbel. This is a graphic novel that is nonfiction. In 1921, Frederick Banting was a young doctor with an idea. Could the mysterious secretions of the pancreas be used to treat diabetes? We now call this substance insulin, and its life-saving discovery was an impactful milestone in medical science. Banting and his assistant, Charles Best, worked together in a small lab to test the theory with street dogs. Banting formed a special bond with one of his test dogs and gave her a name, Marjorie. After Marjorie responded well to insulin treatments, the treatments went on to be used for humans with diabetes, and the results were deemed practically miraculous. A real-life scientific milestone told in an innovative graphic novel format. The book also thoughtfully discusses the use of animals for medical research, including back matter on the subject and further information about diabetes. Growing Up Trans, in Our Own Words, edited by Dr. Lindsay Harriott and Kate Fry. What does it mean to be young and transgender today? Growing Up Trans shares stories, essays, art, and poetry created by trans youth aged 11 to 18. In their own words, the works illustrate the trans experience through childhood, family and daily life, school, their bodies, and mental health. Together, the collection is a story of the changes, big and small, of being a young trans person. At the same time, it's a toolkit for all young people, transgender or not, about what understanding, acceptance, and support for the trans community looks like. In addition to the contributed works, there are questions and tips from experts in the field of transgender studies to challenge the reader on how to be a trans ally. The Handmoji Handbook, Your Guide to the Chinese Language Through Emoji, written by Jason Lee and Chao Mina and Jennifer 8 Lee. Even though their dates of origin are a millennia apart, the languages of Chinese and emoji share similarities that the average smartphone user might find surprising. These Handmoji parallels offer an exciting new way to learn Chinese and a fascinating window into the evolution of Chinese Han characters. Packed with fun illustrations and engaging descriptions, the Handmoji Handbook brings to life the ongoing dialogue between the visual elements of Chinese characters and the language of emoji. At once entertaining and educational, this unique volume holds sure appeal for readers who use emojis, anyone interested in learning Chinese, and those who love quirky visual gift books. The Science of Song: How and Why We Make Music, written by Alan Cross, Emmy Cross, and Nicole Mortellaro. The coolest facts about the music we make, listen to, and love. This illustrated book explores how music and the ways we experience it has transformed over the years, and the science behind all of it. It starts with the basics. How does sound work, and what exactly is music? Then follows a progression of music recording technology from the phonograph to streaming. It covers how everyday items like headphones were created and includes a look at the science of how we experience music, like why we can't get certain songs out of our heads, and while suggested playlists accompany the text so that readers can listen along. Kids know that music moves them. Now they can learn how. Sky Wolf's Call: The Gift of Indigenous Knowledge, written by Eldon Yellowhorn and Kathy Lowinger. From healing to astronomy to our connection to the natural world, the lessons from Indigenous knowledge inform our learning and practices today. How do knowledge systems get passed down over generations? Though the knowledge inherited from their elders and ancestors, Indigenous peoples throughout North America have observed, practiced, experimented, and interacted with plants, animals, the sky, and the waters over millennia. Knowledge keepers have shared their wisdom with younger people through oral history, stories, ceremonies, and records that took many forms. Snooze Fest: The Surprising Science of Sleep, written by Tanya Lloyd Key. An eye-opening look at the science of sleep, covering everything adolescents could possibly want to know about a subject that's suddenly keeping them up at night. For something that all humans do every night, sleep is not that well understood. One thing we do know, though, is that it's important. Here's the scoop on why it's so crucial, including what our bodies do while we're sleeping, what happens when we don't sleep enough, and how the science of sleep research began. Also included are the reasons why teens and tweens aren't getting enough sleep, and what school principals can do about it. It's a deep dive into a fascinating subject that's so intriguing, it just might keep kids up at night. Read as many books from the list as you can, but the goal is to read all 10. Sign books out from the list found on the forest shelf. When you finish a book, come and get your passport stamped. Qualifying students will be invited to join the Forest of Reading celebration downtown in the spring. If you have any questions, ask Mrs. Maxwell. Hope to see you soon.